What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass so that I can subscribe. So, seems that there are, how do you say? There it is. Seems that there are issues going on at Evo with PlayStation 5s. And the problem is that they're melting. I'm sorry, I just had to laugh because, okay, your console's supposed to work, right, when you play it. And when two people are playing it in like a tournament, that's just regular kind of usage, right? That's not any special environment. Actually, I would assume that it's even better because it'd be more ventilated than the, I would say, average home. You know, more powerful ACs in these giant arenas or whatever. Thunder. So, like, how are okay, I say they're melting. I'm not exaggerating, right? From what I've heard. Basically, what happened was, I think one of the gamers wanted to switch a controller or something. I can't remember what it was. And he tried to pull out the USB, cable out of the port, but it was stuck. Turns out that the port melted and the cable got stuck into the port or something. And so players started requesting Xboxes or PCs to play these games. You know you have a problem with your console when A, it's melting. When you try to play a game on it, that's like, okay, that's almost as bad as that is basically what the Ring of Death was, except, Microsoft and Sony got smart and they say, oh, let's put up a warning when it gets to a certain temperature so it actually doesn't melt or get destroyed. Well, it seems like that didn't happen at Evo. And Sony owns a little bit of Evo, so this is bad. This is bad. This is just telling. Any Xboxes melting out there? I don't think so. So this is what happens when you get too much, and your hubris is so thick that you just, overlook the obvious. Is Mark Cerny still a genius? Is he the best? Is he like, oh my gosh, look what he's done. It's less powerful and it's outperforming the Xbox. It's like, I always said, he's overclocking this thing. It's going to be problems. When you overclock something, it causes heat. That's why the PlayStation 5 is so big. And yes, the newer versions, the newer models of the PlayStation 5 are cooler, but it still doesn't negate the fact that they're still overclocking it in a way that will make it hotter than it should be, or hotter than they initially designed. Because they designed it, then they figured, they found out, Xbox is more powerful, and they tried to overclock it to get up to, or get as close to possible, the Xbox's power. And of course that works for 3 years now, but we're getting, when you get shutdown codes, shutdown screens from playing Final Fantasy 16, and when your console is literally melting at Evo, you got a problem. So my prediction is that they are definitely going to redesign. There's definitely going to be a PS5 Slim. A Pro, I still don't know. If they do a Pro, that'll be the dumbest thing that they've ever done in the history of PlayStation and Sony. So I hope they do it so that they can splinter the market even more and piss off all the devs. And then Microsoft just come in and swoop and say, all right, well, here we go. We figured out a way to make the Xbox Series S easy to develop for. Just one code, you make an Xbox Series X game and you press a button and it's the Series S game, period. Or they could just change their policy as far as parity between the two systems and say, look, if you want to make something for the X and you can't do it for the S, then that's fine. I'd be fine with that. That would I was gonna say promote, but that's not the right word. That would encourage me to buy an X, which I want to do anyway, but I want to see if they're gonna do that discless one. I might want to get the discless X. And what if it's $50 cheaper or something like that? That'd be cool. Maybe a little new design. I'd be down with that. I think I'm done with physical media for the most part. So yeah, you know, it's so weird. On another topic, Starfield is a juggernaut. Okay, I have this thing about Starfield where all these people, these ponies, specifically are talking about Baldur's Gate 3, how it's not on the S and all that stuff because of the split screen, blah, 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 right? I have a couple of different thoughts about that, but the thing I wanted to talk about first was Starfield being on Samsung TVs without a console. Boom. I was like, oh, it's streaming, sure. How it will perform? Who knows, whatever. But for the layman and for the guys who just, I just bought a Samsung TV. Oh, I could play that for $10 a month. Or they give you a month for free so you can just try it out. Come on, son. That's what's up. That's what the difference is between what Microsoft is doing and what Sony's doing. Sony's just like, let's sell consoles the old way. Microsoft is like, we want our game everywhere. And if you think about the market and you think about the games that have that kind of mindset, we want our games everywhere, those games are the most successful. Fortnite is everywhere. It is not specific. It is console agnostic. It is play it everywhere agnostic. It's agnostic, device agnostic. It doesn't care. And it's one of the biggest games, mainly because of what they do and how they do it, and the pop culture zeitgeist surrounding it. But also because it's everywhere. It's easy to play wherever you want to play it, and that is kind of an indicator to how the differences between, you look at Microsoft, you look at Sony. What is Sony learning from what is happening in the industry? Just make movie games or double down. If something works, keep doing the same thing. Or Microsoft sees the success of Fortnite, and they say, well, why is it a success? Well, one, it's at its core, it's a simple run and gun third-person shooter game. It's cartoony, no blood. Okay, so it's E for everyone for the most part, I guess, or maybe teen. And they get the license stuff. That's a key component to it as well. But they're changing it up. They're making it fresh. They have a bunch of people working on it, so there's always new content. All these things. Also, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Call of Duty made a mobile game. Call of Duty Mobile. That's basically everywhere. You see where the success lies, and Sony's not doing that. They're so reluctant to do those things because they're so stuck on their we got to sell consoles model that it's hindering their business. They will never grow in the way that they want to, and if they don't change how they do business. They keep saying that, but it's fine. They'll learn one day, but for now, what they're relying on is their I guess their stranglehold on certain IPs in order to move units, whether it's game units or consoles. I'm talking about Spider-Man, of course. But if you look at the Spider-Man IP outside of PlayStation, it's not that great. The Marvel movies, the movies that Marvel produced for Sony, the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, they're pretty good. They're awesome. They're pretty good because Marvel made them. But Kraven the Hunter is the next Spider-Man universe type of movie. I'm like, I saw the trailer. I was like, first of all, why is Quicksilver Raven? And second of all, no, it doesn't. I don't want to watch that. I'd watch it out of like just curiosity or something, but I don't know. It doesn't seem right. So, whatever. But besides that, the only thing that is working for Sony, that I think the best thing that they're making with the Spider-Man IP is the Spider-Verse movies, which are produced by, written, I believe, is still Lord, one of the two, Lord and Miller. They did the first one. I don't know if he did the second one. I think it's just one of them. I think it might be Lord. I don't know. But I'd have to look at the credits. So you know, they are doing something right in that respect, but why can't it translate across? You know, why can't it translate to, like, why is the Spider-Verse movie, better than the games, better than every other thing that they're doing Spider-Man in the movies, better than anything else that they have their hands on as far as Spider-Man goes? Why is the animated flicks better? It's because the people who are writing them. Now, I'm not gonna say that the writers over at Insomniac are hot trash garbage, but compared to the Spider-Verse writers, which is better? You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta look at. And they made a huge mistake by splintering those two things. And if they were smart, it should have been connected, because then it would have made the Spider-Man cinematic universe, whatever they want to call it, so much stronger, between at least synergy between the video game and the animated movie. And that's easy to emulate. You can literally take the models from the movie and put it in the game. Like, half the work is done. Not really, but yeah. So they have so much potential to do right by Spider-Man, and they're on the precipice of messing it up every time. I would say they're a little bit further away from the precipice right now, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Kraven the Hunter is not doing any favors to Spider-Man right now. They need to do a Spider-Gwen movie. They need to do a lot of stuff. But if the Insomniac games were based on those Spider-Verse movies, they would be so much more. They would sell so much more, because everybody who saw the movies like, yo, that was the movie. This is just like the movie. Or it doesn't have to follow the movie exactly, but if it's connected, if it's a story in between the movies or a side story or something, it'd be dope. But they don't want to do that because they do so much in the movies. And they could do an alternate universe, but use the same characters, use the same, models, use the same voice actors. It would be better. It would be better, and it would be stylized, because I think the look of the movie looks way better than the game, and usually that's the case because they have more resources to render the images on a movie, an animated movie. But the power of the PlayStation 5, according to the fanboys, it can do it, and I believe it can. So whatever. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about the whole Starfield on the TVs, and how, I guess I'll do another video with Starfield versus Baldur's Gate, and how the ponies are latching on that and stuff. But let me know about the Starfield on the TVs, and also the Evo melting consoles. I know I went on Spider-Man tangent, but that's okay. It's spitting it. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, and let me know. Remember, I read all the comments, like, subscribe, I'm trying to get to 500, and blah, 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 and all that stuff. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Till the way down.